For decades, violence in media has been a big concern for effects on violent and aggressive behavior, particularly video games. Video games for many are a main source of recreational pastime and allows for socialization with friends. It is even popular to watch gameplay on YouTube and watch other people play these games. Video games have been a target of blame for the past couple decades regarding violent effects on behavior, especially FPS games. Countless research has been done at the individual and micro level and natural settings to evaluate behavioral effects of violent behavior caused by video games, but the results we see are generally scattered. This is due to methods used and the types of games that are used in these research tests. E-rated games that depict cartoon violence are classified as the same as M-rated games that show actual violence with blood and gore, according to the American Journal of Play. Personally, I do not believe violent video games cause any strong and long-term effects on violent behavior. First, let's watch the following clip of gameplay that I created from the game Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which is the latest game in the famous Call of Duty franchise. As you can see from this clip, there is constant violence, shooting, and killing going on everywhere with depictions of blood and gore. And one may think that constant exposure to something like this would cause effects on behavior. However, according to the American Journal of Play, that is wrong. The American Journal of Play suggests that only 0.4% to 3.2% of the variation in forms of aggression can be explained by violent video games. The American Journal of Play also suggests that violent video games are just the new moral panic. Higher end of these numbers are seen in small children, but the E through M rating system is in place to make sure that children with still developing minds don't play these games. And if they do and aren't mature enough to play, you can argue that it's more of the person who got that game into their hands' fault rather than the kid who actually played that game. Let's face it, violent video games such as Call of Duty are just part of American culture nowadays. Especially in the world we live in today, everyone plays or has played a violent video game, so when strong effects of violent behavior are displayed, video games automatically get the instant blame without much evidence. According to the FBI, violent juvenile crime has actually decreased 36% since 1995, and since then, hundreds of violent video games have been released. This further strengthens the point that violent video games do not have an effect on behavior. Myself, my friends I play with, and millions of other people have been playing these kind of video games for years, and yet we're all okay. All in all, video games are no different from the other forms of violent media such as movies and shows we all watch, yet video games still get the blame.